how do you recommend I should rehearse with a metronome, if at all?
How should a person rehearse with a metronome? That's
Yes.
essentially the question here.
Yeah, if at all.
Well,
If should they do it or not? Should yeah, and if so, how?
yeah, yeah. So this is my opinion, of course, and this is just based on seeing results and understanding how to get students results. Right? You can do whatever you want. If you want to practice with a metronome, go for it. If you don't want to practice with a metronome, I can't make you. But here's why it can be useful. Okay. First of all, what is a metronome? A metronome is a device that keeps a rhythm, a steady rhythm. The purpose of a metronome is to get your body to feel a certain rhythm or to stay on the beat, right? And then it can also be used to help you increase your speed over time by turning up the speed of the beat, basically, which most people call it, beats per minute, or at least measure it in beats per minute. Now, I mean, should you practice with one or not? First of all, it depends on what it is that you're trying to practice. If I have to give a general answer about this, I would say that if you're playing something where you're specifically practicing rhythm, like maybe practicing with the chord changes, and maybe you're doing like a certain beat, just to give an example, G chord to, let's say, a D chord. And if I have a metronome that is a constant click like this, and I'm trying to get my timing down on changing chords like that, then it absolutely can be useful, right? And if I'm trying to also improve my chord changes as an example, and I turn the speed of the beat up, I make it faster like this, it can help me with my speed and with my chord changes. So, or faster. So yeah, it can definitely help with that. And once you increase your speed like that with a metronome, then all the speeds below that is free play. Like you can play in any of those speeds that you want. You have free range at that point. Now, here's something else to consider that most people never talk about. In fact, I've literally never seen anybody or even heard anybody talk about this specific thing right here. You want to develop your body's internal metronome. So practicing with a metronome is good, but eventually when you pick up the guitar, I always say I never practice. I can't, it's been years since I practiced guitar. Why do I say that? Because I never practice. I only play the guitar. And what I mean is I pick it up, and if there's something I want to improve or something I want to do, I always have, um, a beat internally. And I mean, I don't know what it could be, like a simple chord change, for example. Like if I want to play this chord, which is an A bar chord, to this D bar chord, it doesn't matter what chords. I'm just making something up. But if I want to, maybe I'm trying to come up with a cool strumming pattern or something like that for a song. And if I can feel this rhythm myself in my body, I'm listening to it right now. It's in my head. I'm feeling it. You can't hear it, but it's in here. And that's what you have to get to. You have to get to the point where every time you practice, no matter what you're practicing, you're feeling the beat, right? So a metronome is kind of like training wheels. You want to use it at first so you can ride the bike. But once you got it, take the training wheels off. So now if I'm trying to come up with something, I'm just going to make this up, right? I don't know what I'm about to play. I don't know what the rhythm is about to be like, but I'm just going to try to feel it. So I have my internal metronome. You can see me bobbing my head. It's probably annoying by now, but just listen. So I have no idea what I was about to do, right? I'm just going along with that beat. And you can do the same thing with lead notes. Like if you just play one note at a time, if you're trying to play a solo or scales or whatever it is, you can do the same thing with two notes. This one, that one. So this is my metronome. It may not sound very great, but my point is I'm just demonstrating that I'm playing along with that internal rhythm. So anyway, all in all, should you play with a metronome? Is it useful? When should you play with it? Yes, it can be useful. Use a metronome like training wheels to help you lock into the rhythm, whether you're practicing certain things that need to stay on beat, like practicing your chord changes or increasing your speed. But eventually you want to remove the metronome because it's like training wheels. You want to remove the training wheels and have that internal rhythm. You want to develop your internal sense of rhythm. And last thing I'll say is that just because you take the training wheels off doesn't mean you're never going to put them back on. There's a lot more scenarios in playing music than there is in riding a bike. riding a bike, all it is you're either riding or you're not, more or less. And when you learn how to ride a bike and balance without the training wheels, you don't really need training wheels anymore. In music, there's a bunch of different types of scenarios, like different types of rhythm, or different types of, let's say you're playing like an arpeggio, or you're playing chord changes, or whatever it is. You can use a metronome to get you started in any of those areas, and then eventually you can progress to where you don't need the training wheels anymore. Make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could say that for those of you guys that aren't used to playing with a band or playing with other musicians, like a drummer, and say you have a gig coming up where you're about to play with some, I would say that putting on a metronome at that time would be really, really good because sometimes you get so used to you hit the chorus of a song and you start speeding up and you don't realize
Hmm.
it until you start playing with the band and then they're trying to get you to slow down or whatever it may be. That's probably a good one good use case. But
Totally.
yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. We would love it if you hit the like button, leave a comment below, tell us what you thought about it, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to release really great content, some great backing tracks so you can practice your guitar skills on. And if you're interested in taking your guitar to the next level, we have a free course that we want to give to you. It's in the description of this video. It's going to help you discover how to freely express yourself on guitar without endless amounts of scales and theory. So check it out and let us know what you think. Thanks.